My name is Matthew Feldmann, and I built this Imperial Star Destroyer over here. It has over 25,000 pieces and took about a year and a half to build. And I made it so a lot of these sections actually come off, like everything on the top can come off, so it's a lot easier to transport and stuff like that. And I also put some miniature TIE fighters and X-Wings and explosions and other stuff like that on the top of it. And yeah, I can just start by, taking off this section right here.
So this gives kind of a look inside a little bit to the structure of how this came together.
Most of it is all modular, and you can see kind of the Technic frame on the inside, but yeah.
So when you're building a Star Wars ship of this size like this, did you start with the frame and then just kind of build these gray sections and put it on the outside?
Yeah, so we started off with the general size that we wanted it to be. Originally, one of my buddies who helped me work on this wanted to make it 8 feet long, and I was like, do you actually know how long 8 feet is? Because, it's pretty massive, right? And so we decided to make it around 5 feet long. That was the ending size that we wanted it to make. And from there, we just sort of made a rough frame outline of it and sort of just went from there. The entire frame actually collapsed when we were building it because it couldn't hold all that weight. So, a lot of trial and error, and we had to, do a couple of redesigns there. But, yeah, we just started off with the frame and then, built all the plating around it.
So I see a lot of system brick in there. Is there also a lot of kind of Technic brick mixed in to give that rigidity in the frame?
Yeah, so especially around the front that you can't really see right now, we built this entire Technic beam that connects from the very front up to towards the center. And that makes the whole front stable and keeps it from bowing and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of Technic in there. That's also how we attach the frame to the center of it.
And then if you can, talk a little bit about the kind of greebling and the details on the outside. And even the section you're holding here, you can see lots of great examples of it.
Yeah, so if you look at an actual Imperial Star Destroyer from one of the movies, you can just tell that there's a lot of just random detailing and piping and stuff like that. So we tried our best to recreate that and just used a lot of just random, intricate little pieces. We had to make a lot of separate bricklink orders for greebling pieces, especially because I was running out towards the end. But yeah, just sort of trying to capture that aesthetic that you get from looking at an actual Star Destroyer.
Yeah, they're so instantly recognizable here. Now, you also have a lot of tiles on here as well. So how did you decide kind of the balance of tiling it versus the pieces with the studs on there and that kind of textured look on the whole build?
I looked at a lot of, mocks that other people have made of Imperial Star Destroyers in the past, and, also the UCS Lego set. And, some of the mocks that I've seen before, they use too many tiles, in my opinion, so you can't even tell that it's Lego. And, the UCS set uses a ton of studs because it's a Lego set. So I kind of wanted to get a good mix of both studs and tiles so that, from a distance, you would think that it's an actual model from one of the movies. But then as you get closer, you can see the studs pop up. And, I just wanted to give that mix of both studs and tiles so, it doesn't take away from the fact that it's a Lego build,
Another nice part of your presentation here is the stand. So underneath there's a really nice looking black stand that presents this build nicely. So how did you design that to be strong enough to hold this massive build up?
Yeah, so the stand was actually the second thing that I built. The first thing was obviously the structural frame. And after I built the frame, I was like, well, I have to have something for it to stand on, And basically, I wanted there to be not too much that it would take away from the build. So I wanted it to be sleek yet simple. And so I just started off, I wanted to make it, black, obviously, because, a lot of the Ultimate Collectors line of Lego sets, they have a nice sleek black stand. So it, look really presentable. And, structurally, it's not the sturdiest. You can kind of shake it a little bit because the whole Star Destroyer is, super heavy. but I did put a ton of counterweight. So on the inside, there's just a ton of bricks. So, the whole Star Destroyer won't topple over. So there's a lot of counterweight with that. And then I sort of just, ordered a bunch of black 2x4 tiles to cover the whole thing to make it nice and shiny and sleek. And then, added a little bit of, grill detailings at the bottom just to make it, look really nice and presentable.
Yeah, no, the stand definitely helps kind of make the whole image here very nice as you walk up to the build. So then bringing this to the show, what was that process like for you?
Oh, man, it was one of the most stressful days of my life. Yeah, but, I mean, it was nice that, most of the plating and, this super center section at the top of the Star Destroyer can come off, and the bridge and everything can come off. So that was really nice. And then I put those in the back of my van, and then, the whole frame. It's really tricky because it's like 4 or 5 inches wider than a door frame, so you have to like kind of tilt it through, which was really scary getting it like up the stairs and out of my basement. But that was almost the scariest part. And then driving it over here was also pretty stressful. I was just like in the back holding it, and but that was quite an experience. And then I mean, luckily when we got here, they had those big garage doors that we could load it through, so that was pretty smooth. But yeah, taking it back home is also going to be pretty stressful. Not looking forward to that, but yeah.
At least it's looking good on display here, and it's certainly eye-catching, this massive build as you walk up here. So thank you so much for bringing it out to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a really great experience seeing all of these builds, and yeah, I love coming here. This is my second time actually being here. The first time I brought the AT-AT walker, and we had to sort of one-up ourselves and bring this one, but yeah.
Look forward to seeing how you one-up yourself next year then.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.